What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dormy, and over the past several weeks to months at this point in time, we have been discussing the fact that Kirsha Versale, a very good YouTuber and a very good content creator, has been undergoing a massive harassment and hate campaign against her solely because, well, she has more conservative leaning views. And we had this Vice article come out right around about 2 to 3 weeks ago, written by Anna Valens, who is a failed VTuber, really just going around trying to cut down people that are more successful than her. And over this period of time, we have been seeing a large number of individuals try to virtue signal and go after GamerSupps and try to get GamerSupps to drop Kirsha because that is one of her #1 forms of revenue generation. And by cutting her down and taking away her actual ability to make money will end up stopping her. This is life ruination. This is an attempt to destroy her as an individual and destroy everything she's actually built over the course of her entire streaming career. And this is some of the most pathetic actions being taken and a good example of actual cancel culture. And again, we had another article written by the exact same failed pathetic VTuber trying to cut her down again by Vice as well, just trying to label her a massive bigot. And now we're starting to see some of the fruits of their actual harassment campaign take hold. And we'll come over here to Fandom Pulse for a minute because they actually have basically the best headline here. In-game studios deleting outrage comments of gamers after canceling VTuber Kirsch. Now, what's going on here is actually very simple, and we'll sort of come over here to Kirsch's actual tweet so we can further explain this. Kirsch had a affiliation and a partnership with in-game studios and assisted with the marketing and convincing people to actually purchase their current video game known as Crime Boss Rock-A City. Crime Boss Rock-A City is a very simple game. It's similar to games like Payday or things like that, where you go in, take a bunch of money, get out, have guns, have fun. And the thing is, Kirsch vehemently loved this game and wanted this game to be successful. That's why, for years, she promoted the game, convinced people to play said game, and actually assisted in beta testing and further making the game better for free. I want to reiterate that. She did all of that for years for free. It wasn't until just late last year where she got an actual code from them that she would get some of the money she generates. She had been doing this for them for years. They knew about her. They had a strong partnership. She loved this game. And at the beginning of the harassment campaign, when this initial article from Vice came out, they contacted her and they dropped her. Mind you, nobody was tagging them. Nobody was adding them. Nobody was talking about them. They were only ever going after GamerSupps, Uwu Market, and a third company because those were her largest forms of revenue generation. They didn't even talk about them. But they dropped her, citing, "We're a gaming company and we need to sell games." Kirsch was the #1 reason as to why people would actually purchase or play said game. And now you're seeing what's going on. But we're going to read part of Kirsch's actual Twitter account here, and then we're going to go down on some of the fallout that happened here, because this was announced Friday by Kirsch that they dropped her when that initial Vice article came out. But let's read this. "A month into a life ruination campaign started by people who hate me, and during a pre-planned vacation where communications and access to my home and resources were minimal, in-game studios devs of Crime Boss Rock-A City, a game I loved and heavily promoted since it released in 2023, dropped the relationship with me." She was promoting it since 2023, and it wasn't until 2024 when she actually got a code where she could get money from actually promoting it. I want you to let that sink in. "They were swayed by anonymous posts, Reddit users who admitted to not watching me, people who lied by omission, and people who straw man all of my stances. And to cap it off, a muckraker from dying news outlet with an axe to grind decided to compile it all into an article with no more integrity than the Tumblr blog they no doubt had. This company is not experiencing cancel culture. My audience were paying customers customers who are voting with their voice and their wallets. After a company makes an astronomical poor decision they disagree with, these are not review bombs. These are not people who don't own the game brigading. In-game are experiencing what happens when you capitulate to cancel culture. These two things are not the same. It's incredibly obvious and everybody knows it. You people held this power to ruin others reputationally and financially for years, and we are now standing up for ourselves. F you, F cancel culture, and F the Darvo that happens when anyone decides to defend themselves. You reap what you sow. This is what's going on now. Since in-game studios decided to cut all ties with Kirsche, which was their main way of actually getting people to purchase said game, play said game, and actually have individuals playing their game, we have actually been seeing a consistent pushback now by the actual audience. And we can come over here to SteamDB, in which we can actually show what's going on right now. Because when we come over here to actual review charts as of this point in time, it is a massive drop. This game at one point in time was mostly positive. There was a few negative votes here or there, but after the news that Kirsch was terminated and their partnership was cut off, a large sway with actual negative opinions started coming in, and people started calling them out for capitulating and kowtowing to people that aren't even going to purchase or play said game. And you might be thinking to yourself, I have no proof that they're actually not going to purchase or play said game. I'll come right over here to this one from Grix over on X, and we can actually come over here to a positive review, a positive post on the discussion board here, in which the person's openly saying it's an insta-buy because they're standing up against bigotry and all this nonsense. And well, they didn't buy the game.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
And there's thousands of people like this right now that are coming out here saying it's an insta-buy for me. It's great. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. And then when people look at their games, they're not buying it. You're kowtowing to people that have no money, that have no relevance, and aren't actually going to purchase your game. Where when it came to Kirsch, people were buying the game. People were playing the game. You had thousands of hours of people playing your game because of her recommendation, because she played it on stream. And she didn't just play the said game on stream, mind you. She loved the game so much, she played it off stream. She had thousands and thousands and thousands of hours in Rockay City, back when it was on Epic Games Store, mind you, back when it first came out over there, and you decide to cancel her because of a bunch of faceless individuals that won't even purchase your game, that have axes to grind, that don't know anything of what they're talking about, and are just joining a cancellation mob for the sake of joining a cancellation mob. And we can come over here to Grums, who also retells all this stuff. Crime Boss Rockay City, Crime Boss Games, has dropped Kirsch from their partner program after a series of smear articles and libelous hit pieces came out to falsely call her a Yahtzee and racist. We should not let this happen. The replies in this thread show just how angry people are over this game company caving to false cancel culture. Kirsch has been under a constant attack by the media, taking her out of context for the sole purpose of trying to get her sponsors to drop her. Deranged, hate-fueled X accounts have been spreading the lies in hopes of financially damaging her and canceling her. Don't let cancel culture come back. Tell Crime Boss they made a mistake. Show Kirsch's entire clip where she clearly does not condone anything they are saying. If we don't push back on this, we let cancel culture win. This is what happens now. And I actually like this, where when companies are going against their own values for the sake of a mob that doesn't even care about them, call them out. Call them to the mat. Call out the BS. Point out how stupid they are for what they've done. Point out how idiotic it is that this decision is actually made. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen actually happen. And it shows that the company is willing to go against their own audience for people that won't actually buy the game. This is what we've seen time and time again, ranging from things like Disney Star Wars all the way to Bud Light, where they go against their audience, they go against their own values, they go against the people that are actually paying to purchase said product, and they're siding with people that will never come up and actually buy said game. And we can come over here to this tweet from Kirsch, where we're now starting to see that, well, Crime Boss isn't really liking the fact that there's a lot of people calling this out. I went over this on stream today, and Asmon mentioned it as well, but on the Steam discussion page for Crime Boss Rocket City, they have been deleting threads. The largest thread in support of me was deleted last night. Meanwhile, one posted by one of the people part of the harassment campaign is still up. They have doubled down. Rocket City doesn't want to admit failure. Rocket City thinks they're on top of the world, because I could, again, come over here to SteamDB and we can take just a good long look at their actual current player counts and stuff like that. Yeah, it's up. It's up over the past 6 months. Actually, it's up ever since basically the big launch back on Steam last June. Yeah, it's about equal right there right now. Problem is, it's gonna start going down because the only reason you saw a spike in players was because of a massive update that came out that Kirsch played. Kirsch promoted. Kirsch went out there and informed everybody about it. So now all the people that were here because of her are leaving, are saying adios. They're trying to get refunds. They're deleting the game. They're never coming back. So this line is just going to start going down further and further and further. And you're going to start seeing this game never see relevancy again. Kirsch was one of the main reasons this game even had relevancy. And you win against her. You win against the only person that actually cared about your game. And now you're getting a bunch of people that don't even buy the game. They're going to hype it up all they want, but they'll never chip out the money. I chipped out the money. I purchased the game. Heck, I could pull up Steam right now. I could bring us right on over here to Steam. And you can even see in my actual library, I got Crime Boss. I bought the game. I played the game. I thought it was an interesting time. I wanted to play it more. I don't have a whole lot of time to play a lot of games, but I actually liked it. Not playing it ever again myself either. As are a lot of other people, as is most of your actual player base, will never play your game again. And this is all because of cancel culture. This is all because of your bullcrap kowtowing to a bunch of people that were never going to side with you anyways. We're never going to chip out the money to actually purchase your game. And you bowed down to them. You bowed down to the losers. And I want to come over here. Remember when Kirsch mentioned Asmongold? Asmongold right now is actually reacting to this and is covering the Kirsch stuff. Yeah, we have this little clip, 34 seconds. Why don't we see what Asmongold has to say about this, shall we?
Graph on the top right. Where is the graph? I'm not show graph. Jesus. Jesus, bro. Oh my God. Well, that's what you get.
Yeah. You get this. You brought this on yourself. You went against your audience. You went against the person that was the sole reason you had any relevance whatsoever. You have all these great voice actors from Chuck Norris to Danny Trejo. You have fantastic people in your game. And the only reason you had any relevancy was because of her. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I stand against cancel culture 110%. And I want to let it be clear that companies no longer should have the right to be doing this. Companies should be scared to go against their core audience and their core player base, and they should be told what they did was a massive F up. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Shout out friends, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.